Hello, everybody. Hello again. Thank you so much. And welcome to a very special NADA edition of Industry Insider. I am Matt Jones, and joining me today is Carrie Wise.
Hi, Matt. How's it going?
Everything is great. How are you, Carrie?
Good. It's good to be back. It was a very eventful NADA, virtual. And we mourned the loss of not being in New Orleans, but we did our best to make it feel real over, Facebook, at least.
Yes. And NADA concluded yesterday, but we're still not done because the story's still big and we still have a lot to share with you. So thank you for being here with us. Today, we have a whole bunch of treats for you who are joining in, and one of them is our very, very special first-time guest host, and his name is Mr. David Green. Some of you on the call may be familiar with him, but if not, he's going to give you a little introduction. I'm going to bring him on the screen now.
David.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Good to see you, Carrie. Good to see you, Matt. I heard the intro. I don't know if very, very special is appropriate for me, but I'll take it. It's been a long week with all the NAD activities, and I think you just made my entire week. So thanks for that.
Well, I want to before we talk to David, I want to remind everybody to share this out to your network because we want as many people on Facebook to be watching this because we're going to have so many special guests. But David, how does it feel to be hosting on Industry Insider?
Yeah, when I was growing up, Carrie, I had a lot of aspirations. Astronaut, fireman, police officer. I ended up being a Marine and then a car salesman. But I don't think anything could ever come close to this honor. So just being around the greatness of you and Matt, I'm just thrilled, and hopefully I'll do well enough today where I get invited back.
David, a sincere thank you for joining us on the show. Welcome. Thank you for the first time. Hopefully it is the first of many. Because this edition of Industry Insider is very special. And it's brought to you, this special edition is brought to you by TrueCar Military. TrueCar Military is actually our fastest growing channel. And it's a channel that enables dealers to engage with a very large military audience. We're talking more than 47 million people, potentially. That includes active duty military, veterans, and their families. And of course, all of this is covered by TrueCar. And if you're not familiar with TrueCar, here's a quick introduction.
Very, very exciting. We are so excited for the show. You met David. And David, before we jump into our other guests, why don't you give a little background on yourself?
Sure, Kay. Yeah, happy to do that. So I've been with TrueCar now for 5.5 years. Believe it or not, Carrie actually was hired, I think, 3 days before me, and she never lets me live that down. So prior to that, I was in automotive retail for 24 years. I started I'll date myself here, Carrie. I sold my first car in '91. It was in a Isuzu Trooper. So I've been in the business there. I've worked 13 plus years for a large publicly traded retailer, as well as my last stop in automotive retail being a minority owned partner of a large volume store in the Southwest. So the automotive industry has been great for me. Prior to that, I was in the Marine Corps. I enlisted when I was 17, which is also just a tremendous experience. So I love this business. Obviously love the military. I love our brothers and sisters who have served. So I'm very passionate, as I know both of you are, about our offering. So glad to be here with you guys today.
Yeah, and we're lucky to have you at TrueCar. I think, when you think about all the contributions you've made, obviously, to our business, but one of the notable one is our Driven to Drive program, right? Which puts disabled American veterans into cars. And, with your background in retail and your background as a veteran, it's just kind of the perfect combination to help us spearhead that program. So thanks for all you've done for us at TrueCar. And we have a lot of other guests that are going to be on today. We're really, really excited about that and some important announcements. And I want to just point out a few of them. One of them is going to be Dave Riley. He's the past national commander of disabled American veterans. We also have Sergeant First Class Cory Remsburg. And he is our ambassador for our Driven to Drive program. I believe, Matt, his father, Craig, is going to be joining us, or no, it's just going to be Cory this time.
We are lucked out. We have both Cory and Craig.
Okay, Craig as well. And, they are just amazing people and have been a part of our Driven to Drive program. Cory as the ambassador, we're so lucky to have him kind of leading the way as we roll that program out to the community. So let's jump right in, Matt.
Yes, but before we bring on all the guests, I want to tell everybody why we're all here. And if you've been watching this show over the course of NADA, you've heard us talk about the 21K challenge. And the 21K challenge, it came to a conclusion yesterday, but we want to tell you a little bit about it and why it matters to this show. Our challenge and our goal at TrueCar was to find a way to give money to charitable organizations. And we did that with the help of dealers all across the country. So here's how it went down. We said that we would donate $100 for every dealer appointment that we had virtually with every dealer across the country, up to $11,000. Our goal was to hit that $11,000, and I'm very, very excited to say that we did. And that $11,000 is going to be donated to one of our favorite charities, DAV, and one of our guests is going to talk about DAV. He's going to be coming on in just a moment. Well, we're going to stop right there, and I am going to hand it over to David for a second to just talk about like how happy he is, because I know that he was leading the charge about getting us this $11,000. So David, what does it mean to you to be able to give this to DAV?
Yeah, Matt, it's just great. It's a great setup. Is in such a wonderful organization. You referenced our Driven to Drive mobility program, and when we spun that up, that was inspired by Cory in his story. So we're so happy to have Cory and Craig on. And yeah, by the way, Cory's father, Craig's also a veteran. So we have just three wonderful veterans as guests on here today. So it's fantastic. So we put up that program again, inspired by Cory's desire to have his independence back and be able to drive independently an automobile. And it's just really just grown into just a wonderful partnership with Cory, but also partnerships with a couple of organizations. One being Team RWB, which I'm also a member, as is Cory, but more specifically today, DAV. And so, Commander Riley and his team just do a fantastic job. I've always said there's three ways you can impact a life, positively, negatively, or not at all. And only one of those is a good thing. So I don't think there's many organizations out there that are more impactful than DAV. And so we're just thrilled to have them as a partner. They've been with us for a couple of years. They're going to stay with us. They really help us in a lot of different ways, and hopefully we're helping them as well. So all the work they do is just fantastic, and I'm just thrilled to be on with Commander Riley and Cory and Craig.
That's fantastic. Well, on that note, let's bring on Past Commander David Riley.
Good morning.
Hey, Dave. Now, this is a little confusing. We got a David and a Dave. We'll work it out.
Well, yeah, both of us got black shirts and gray hair, so we'll figure it out.
Thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're really, it's an honor. Now, Dave, Mr. DAV Dave, would you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then follow that up with, for the people who are on the call who don't know about DAV, a little bit about DAV?
Sure. So I was a military brat. I was raised, in the military. My father retired as a two-star, and so I went into the Army right off the bat out of high school, and stayed in the Army for 4 years, and then transferred over to the Coast Guard just as the Coast Guard was starting its rescue swimmer program. And so I was first class of rescue swimmers to go to school, and started standing duty in San Fran. Did 17 years as a rescue swimmer in the helicopters, and in '97 I got sick. I had a bacteriological infection through my sinuses from the water, and it turned me septic, and that's where I lost all 4 of my limbs. So the DAV was there right off the bat with me, really when I was still flat on my back in the hospital. And, they came in and kind of started a new family with me. They told me about my benefits and, helped me go through the maze that is sometimes the VA. I really wanted to give back to DAV because they've helped me so many over the years that I started volunteering with them, and went through their the chapter. I was a state commander of Alabama and then national commander in 2016-17, and so they really have helped me and many other veterans. They offer the chapter service officers and the national service officers that help you kind of get your stuff done, and get your benefits and everything. And then they've also helped me because it took me about 8 years to develop a pretty good case of depression, and local chapter saw that, sent me to the Winter Sports Clinic in Aspen, Colorado, and that turned me around. Really got me going in the right direction and everything. So that they've been there for me over many times in my life, and I'm happy to be a part of DAV, really.
Dave, it's thank you so much for sharing your story and your journey. And you hear about disabled American veterans, and they're doing important work, but when you hear your story, it really brings to light like how they are affecting individuals, right? It makes it more personal. So I really appreciate you sharing that and how disabled American veterans was there for you. So how can, we have a lot of people watching this. How can an individual or even a company help support DAV?
Well, there's many ways. We have many different programs. We have a recruit a job program that helps people get jobs as they get out, and then they can sometimes approach the company that they work for, and they match funds as donations. That would be one good way. Or you can go to dav.org, and it's a very good website. It tells about all our programs and some of the disaster relief stuff that we've done. Also we're also giving $250 grants to disabled veterans for if they've been impacted by COVID and lost income or have had any problems. You just go to dav.org/relief, and you can apply for that.
That is just fantastic. We know a lot of times people, they want to give. They have, they understand the value of philanthropy, but they just don't know how. They don't know where. And so to be able to talk to, somebody from an organization such as yourself who said this, like, I am a testament to the value of these charities. I'm really touched personally right now. I mean, and I know a lot of the people who are watching are as well. So that's why we've got this banner up here. We encourage everybody to find the way that they can help, whether it's big or small, because the value it's indescribable. So please, if you're watching the show and you have the ability and you have the desire, www.dav.org. That's where you can get your start and you know that your time and your energy and your effort is going to a absolutely fantastic cause.
And the Driven to Drive program, I mean, I can remember when I first started, learning how to use my prosthetics and getting my driver's license again and being able to drive was one of the biggest helps to me, just for my mental health. Just being able to get out and get around again really is a good program.
Yes, yeah. And speaking of Driven to Drive, David, that's why we wanted you here, because you were one of kind of the inspirations within our company of us starting that and really linking us with people like Cory Remsburg. And I want to just kind of transition to that. Driven to Drive, what does that mean to you? And let's talk about Cory as well.
Sure. Yeah. What a great program. And again, it's been such a great team effort at TrueCar and at DAV and Team RWB and the other organizations that we work with. So that Genesis started in 2015. We had our quarterly magazine that we sent to all of our dealer partners, and we had various celebrities on there. And as a leadership team, and Carrie, I remember you were part of this conversation. We talked about hey, it's nice having these celebrities, but let's get this issue is going to come out in and around Veterans Day in November of 15. Let's get a real American hero on there. Let's get a real celebrity on there. And so fortunately, I'd already met Cory and his family through one of the veterans organizations, and they were kind enough to do a cover story for us. And what came out of that was Cory's sincere desire for his independence. As Dave Riley mentioned, you go through these transitions with injuries such as Dave and Cory have sustained, and you get through those things personally, and you try to persevere. But one of the things you really wanted to do was be able to drive a car and not be reliant on somebody else, and so hence the name Driven to Drive. Cory just inspired us. That really just as a team, there was multiple people involved, and we said, hey, wouldn't it be great if we were to put up a program to help people like Cory who maybe for whatever reason, maybe it's financially or there's some other challenges, just don't have good quality transportation, or maybe just don't have transportation at all, and provide those for them. So we're able to partner with one of our large retail dealer partners and have that program that's going to continue to grow. We see that program continuing to scale and doing multiple vehicles annually, and so the program itself is fantastic. Having Commander Riley and his organization and Cory and his family involved, and we've been able to help 5 veterans so far, and just being at those events on site, albeit this one was virtual, obviously, just touching somebody's life that way. And again, I referenced that point of the various ways to impact another life. It's positive, negative, not at all. And so we just don't want to be the ones in the not at all category. We want to do what we can from a TrueCar perspective to help these heroes, these veterans. So it's just an honor to be a part of it, and even greater things to come with that program, I can assure you.
Yeah, and I want to give you a chance to introduce Cory and Craig. But before we do that, we have a little video to give our viewers a little background on his story.
Great.
Cory is here tonight. And like the Army he loves, like the America he serves, Sergeant First Class Cory Remsburg never gives up, and he does not quit. Cory.
Traumatic brain injury, I'm relearning everything. I don't want to learn how easy it is to just give up.
He was a soldier, so he was an Army Ranger at heart, and doing his job, and he go out there every day, and they did some incredible things. All the soldiers do. Cory appreciates, what's in front of him. And is he thirsty for life? Absolutely. The number one goal in Cory's life is independence. That vehicle, that opportunity to get out and go from point A to point B and do it safely, that will be the day that, Cory will feel that much better.
It allowed me to be all the more independent.
I know he's looking forward to that.
Driving is a type of freedom that we all look forward to and all appreciate, and never do we appreciate it more when we lose that ability. Most people with serious injuries have to encourage them, try to push them a little bit harder, to work a little bit harder. With Cory, it's just the opposite. He pushes himself.
He will never say when he's tired or when he's hurting. He just keeps going until he collapses.
If I were to give up, it's like the enemy killed me. I don't want that. I don't want them to have that sense of joy. So that keeps me going.
So inspiring. Every time I see that video, I start to tear up. David, I'll let you introduce Craig and Cory.
Great, thanks, Carrie. It's hard to follow that video, but the thing to drive home is, again, I've been blessed to be friends with not only Cory but the entire Remsburg family. They're just phenomenal people, and I've said before at some of the Driven to Drive events, there's no family out there, period, that's done more for the veterans community than the entire Remsburg family. And Cory himself, as you saw, 10+ deployments, impacted by a roadside bomb, 3-month coma, over 40 surgeries. The thing I love most about Cory, and you heard his physical therapist mention, other people he has to push, and with Cory it's the opposite. He'll never say when he's tired. He never say when he's had enough. He just collapses. And he doesn't want to give up. One of the things that drives Cory is he doesn't want to give the enemy that impacted him the sense of joy that he would give up and not continue his life. So just a great inspiration, and the courage. And the only thing I'd say, past that is the only thing, everything he brings to the table as a veteran and ambassador is only matched by his sense of humor and his positive attitude. So he's just such an inspiration. I'm very blessed to have him as a friend and the entire Remsburg family. So with that team, happy to bring on Craig and Cory Remsburg. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Afternoon.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are so excited to have you on. In past years, you have been at our booth at NADA, and we so wish we could be seeing you in person, but this is going to have to do in terms of the virtual environment. But thank you so much for being here. And I want to ask you, what has Driven to Drive meant for you, Cory?
Many veterans in the past have paved the way for me. This is my way to pave the way for them.
Absolutely. And what about you, Craig? You've been a part of our family, our Driven to Drive family as well. What has it meant to you to be a part of this?
When TrueCar came to the Remsburg family about this opportunity, the family thought about it, and we kept thinking, boy, what a way to give back. And that having this chance to be something special in other people's lives, and TrueCar is that vehicle for us. So it's very special, and we hold this dear to our heart. We take it very serious. And you're right, Dave, that Cory has a sense of humor, and it looks like he likes to play around with his camera right now, just to keep us on our toes.
I was just going to compliment him on making sure that TrueCar military logo is highlighted. So great job on that placement, brother.
And this is, Carrie, this is the first time we've done this separate. So this is another step in Cory's next to be independent without mom and dad.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing a bang up job, and he knows what's important. That's why he's sporting that TrueCar military. And I like to point out over my right shoulder, you can see a kind of like a frame with two pictures. That is the TrueCar front page story that ran 6 years ago. Yep. And so that's Cory's high and tight. It's up there. Everybody can see when they come into his house over his show me bookcase there. So yeah, very important.
That's awesome. Yes,
that's great. And David, you were just referencing that. We had produced that magazine in the past, and there were celebrities on there. And Cory's edition, I mean, we got so much good feedback. I remember when we rolled it out because people were so inspired by your story. So we're so happy to have you as a part of this journey. I can't believe, Craig, you said 6 years that it's been since we've been doing it. David, any final words, as we kind of move on to the dealer winners we're going to announce?
No, yeah, I think we covered it again. The Remsburg family is just fantastic. The partnership with them, having Cory as our ambassador and inspiration, very involved in our selection process, which is extremely difficult. There's so many deserving veterans out there. We want to help everybody, and we'll continue to work our way towards that. And so our partnership with Cory will continue. Our partnership with Commander Riley and DAV will continue, and I'm just super excited for the future.
Thank you so much, Cory. Thank you so much, Craig. I hope we can see each other soon. We always love when you come to the TrueCar offices. You're a celebrity in our offices, and I just really can't wait to see you in person again.
Don't inflate his ego any more than it already is.
Well, we look forward to that next opportunity, definitely.
Yeah, can't wait. You can't wait. You guys are all fantastic. And thank you so much. A sincere thank you from everybody here at TrueCar, for the Remsburgs, for Commander Dave, for you guys taking your times out of your day to be with us and to share your stories and help people feel inspired to do what they can to give back philanthropically. So thank you very, very much. And I wish you all, can't wait to see you guys in person.
Absolutely. So we talked earlier about the $11,000 as part of this 21K challenge that we were able to donate to disabled American veterans based on our dealers visiting us at NADA. So the other part of the equation is the $10,000 that we were going to split across 4 different dealerships that we selected. Now, $2,500 will be given to the 4 dealers that we chose that have visited us during NADA, and they're going to be able to donate this money to the charities of their choice. And so I'm going to pass it off to David, who's going to announce 4 winners. I got my David and David.
I'm good. All the above. I'm easy. Yes. Thanks, Carrie. And first off, thanks to all of our dealer partners out there. Your continued partnership, especially in a very interesting year last year. We all went through this together. And I've got to talk to many of you this week as we do our virtual NADA. So for all the TrueCar dealers out there, thank you so much for your continued partnership. And we look forward to continued servicing you well into 2021 and beyond. So as Carrie mentioned, we had a drawing yesterday. Basically, all of the dealerships that had meetings with us were kind enough to take the time. We put all those dealerships into a hopper, and we drew 4 names yesterday. And so I think we're ready to reveal if you're ready, Matt and Carrie.
All right, let's jump in. And the first winner is?
First one is $2,500 for the charity of choice is Now a Nissan of Cumming, Georgia. So congratulations to Now a Nissan of Cumming. Awesome.
Yes.
$2,500 will be coming their way for the charity of their choice. So more to follow on that.
Yeah, we'll be spotlighting these dealers later on and understanding where they plan on donating the money. So can't wait to meet you.
Can't wait to meet you.
Fantastic. And if they don't have a great charity available, we can certainly recommend one.
We know a couple. We
have a couple. So next on the list in the drawing was Sterling McCall Toyota in Houston, Texas. So congratulations to the team, Sterling McCall.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations, Sterling McCall Toyota.
Awesome. And the third is AutoNation Ford, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah.
So congratulations to that team. Great job.
And the grand finale, Dave?
And then, yes, certainly not last on the list is Trophy Nissan in Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, again, thank all our dealer partners. Congratulations to these 4 operations here. We really appreciate your continued business and just look forward to continue servicing those dealerships and all of our dealer partners here well into 2021.
Folks, everybody who's on the call, we are so excited that you're here. We have gotten more positive comments than I think that we have ever gotten. The overwhelming consensus, people are loving TrueCar Military, but more importantly, we're seeing a lot of love for Cory and Craig and Dave and DAV. And so we're glad to see that you're touched. But I'd like to encourage you, don't just be touched. Now it's time to go out and do something. We've given you the options. We've told you how to do it. And you see how important it is to give back to these communities, just like we're doing, and these charities. So please, while you're still feeling good, go out there and do something. And that is just, I'll get off my soapbox, but thank you for participating. And I hope that everybody feels motivated to go out there and make the world a little bit of a better place today.
Yeah, Matt, it has been an eventful NADA. Not quite the same. We didn't eat our gumbo and we didn't wear our beads like we had planned, but that's okay. We had as much fun as we possibly could have, at least virtually. David, did you have a good time at NADA?
I did. We had several meetings this week. It's a little different not being there, but it was still great to see everybody, albeit virtually. All of our clients, again, they're kind enough to spend a few minutes with us. So it's been a great week. We actually have a little bit of those business meetings running into the next couple weeks, which is fantastic. So it's been a really solid week for our first virtual experience.
Thank you, David, so much for being here. You have been such a natural host. I swear, I think you should replace me.
I don't think either of you should be in fear of your job. So it's just an honor to be around such greatness. You guys, both of you, seriously do a fantastic job representing our organization. So we'll continue to let you do that. I will be a fill-in only if needed.
Okay. Matt, any final words before we say goodbye?
Yeah, we've done 30-something shows, and this has been my absolute favorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
This is amazing. David, sincere thank you, and a sincere thank you for DAV for joining in. A sincere thank you for the Remsburg. So you, of course, Cory, and most of all, thank you for the people who spent their time this afternoon. We know you could be doing anything on earth. Thank you so much for watching the show and participating in it. And although we love the virtual world, in real life is when we want to see you. We want to handshake you or kid and play or elbow or whatever the new thing is going to be. But can't wait to see you in person. But until then, we will see you virtually, and we're glad that you're sharing this time with us.
Right. See you next year, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.